Hello friends, let's design today layout for a CMOS static RAM cell. The static RAM cell is designed with 6 transistors, where these 2 transistors are PMOS transistors, these 2 are the NMOS transistors, and these transistors MA and B we use this as a MOSFET as a transmission gates. See, this is one inverter, this is another inverter. If you see the connections, basically this is a CMOS inverter, where input of this CMOS inverter is given by output from the first inverter, while output of this inverter, where we take it as the common drain terminal, output of this is given as the input to this inverter. It means how these are connected, cross connected to CMOS inverters are there. Along with these inverters, see, the two PMOS transistors source terminals are connected to VDD, while both the sources of two NMOS transistors are connected to ground connection. This is a common word line which is connected for the transmission gates, through which we can write the data into the memory cell when one has to read the data. So basically this static RAM cell, this is used for storing the data. So stored data can be read. So the data which is present at the Q and Q bar, this can be read by these transistors at the data lines, or while writing the operation data which is given at the input lines D and D bar, this can be written inside the memory cell at the Q and Q bar. So write and read operations can be done here. So this is what the circuit connection for the CMOS RAM cell with the 6 transistors. So when we enable the word line, then we can write the data inside the memory cells. So important part is while designing the layout for the static RAM cell, the interconnection of this is important part. So for the two PMOS transistor, so the polysilicon that is used for designing of the gate. So gate of these two transistors is combined together, one PMOS and one NMOS, and gate of these two transistors are also connected together. Similarly, gate of these two transmission gates MA and NB, these are combined together and given one input that we call as a word line. Now let us move towards the designing of the layout. So in the layout designing, we can start with total 6 transistors are required. So let us start with MOS generation. So this is a PMOS initially. So how many PMOS are required? 2 PMOS. So let us generate the device. So these are the 2 PMOS generated. Next 4 NMOS are required. So I will make this 4 NMOS. So generate the devices. Okay, so these are the 4 NMOS transistors and these are the 2 PMOS transistors. So we can call this as a first PMOS, second PMOS, and these are then the 4 NMOS transistors. Now for designing of the 2 inverters, let us use these 4 transistors. 1 and so this NMOS, this PMOS, again this PMOS and this as a NMOS. Let us join the polysilicon layers directly here. So that becomes input for the 2 inverters. Yes. Now along with this, now to take the output. So let us consider. So this is a gate terminal. So we can join these 2 layers where we can take the output that we call it as a common drain output for the first inverter. So let us join this the metallic layer. Similarly, let us join these 2 layers also. So this is where we can take the outputs for the first inverter and this is a second inverter. Now let us do the connections of VSS and VDD also. So if these are the common drain terminal, this becomes the source terminal. Let us extend this layer and give the connection of VDD. We know that common source terminal at which we provide the. So common source is nothing but this is a common source terminal for the 2 PMOS transistors where we connect the VDD connection. Now this VDD is also to be connected at the N-well layer. Now doing the connections of VSS. So VSS are to be, we can do the connections of VSS here. So I will call this as a ground connections to the connection of VSS. Now this is what complete designing of the CMOS inverter where we can provide the input over here and outputs can be taken respectively at the common drain terminals. Okay, now what next is, we know that output of this inverter, suppose from this point it is to be given as a input to the input of second inverter, while output of this inverter is connected as a input to the earlier inverter. Now let us do these connections. What is to be done? So common drain output of the second CMOS inverter, let us stretch it out to the upside and get it connected to the polysilicon layer. So if we do the connections, let us extend this layer. So we can extend it here. Let us join this with metal one layer. Okay, fine. So what we have done, output of this inverter that is connected as a input to this inverter. So cross connected two inverters are there. So this will be connected properly. Let us do the metal to polysilicon contact here. Okay, so this is done. Now for same thing is to be done on the next inverter, where so we'll do the connection. We'll come to the outside. Now the connection of this is to be connected to this point. So how it can be done? Let us stretch this polysilicon layer now. So this thickness has to be increased, otherwise error may be there. Minimum required polysilicon layer should be maintained. Let us delete this. Reconnect it. Okay. It's not taking. Now let us extend the metallic layer over here so that we can join these two. Okay, so the cross-connected inverter connections are done. Now what next? According to this diagram, gate of these two is to be combined together. These are the two transmission gates. So we need to do the connections of that also. Let us interconnect these two polysilicon layers with sufficient distance and with required width. So we'll stretch this layer also. Now we can join these two. So as per the rules, the minimum required distance between the two polysilicon layers, two metal layers, should be maintained properly. Now this is what the connections are done. So now we can give the labels now. Now to give the labels, one is a Q, another is a Q bar. So if I call this as a Q, so I will call this as a q and this is a q bar. Now what is the requirement? Suppose if we study the write operation, so whatever we write here, that should be copied as a q and q bar, because using the word line. So which is the word line? So polysilicon layer, so the gate of the two transmission gates are connected together, that is called as a word line. So if I give the label here, I will call this as a word line WL. Let us assign this is a word line. Now what about these two terminals, which are the data lines? So data lines, whatever the data is provided at these two data lines. So according to the, so these are the data lines. So data lines at these 2 points, the 2 data lines are there. We can give the label here also. And based upon what we provide here, if I call this as a D bar, it would be and this is D. Now see, whatever the data we want to write with inside the memory cell, suppose if I give the data VDD as a VSS, I think I should extend it. Okay, so the labels are given like this. But see, now what should happen? So I'm calling this as a D bar, this as a D data line. So whatever the data we provide, either logic 1 or 0, it should be received as a Q or Q and Q bar respectively. But this will happen if and only if you enable the word line with VDD. So we should connect the VDD here. So if the VDD is given to the word line, now the connections can be possible. Means if we want to write the data, reading the data is very easy. So reading the data is nothing but whatever the Q and Q bar is there, that will be appearing at the these data lines during the read operation. Write operation is important where we can verify the working. Now word line is enabled. Now as soon as now the D is provided with VDD, it means it is logic 1 state, so Q should become 1. While D bar is given as a VSS, that is a logic 0. So let us simulate this. Before simulation we should check for the design rule. So it says no design rule error, 0.9% of memory used. It's okay. Now let us run the simulation. See, Q is has 1. Q is 1 now and Q bar is 0 because we have provided the D with 1 and Q has become 1. That's it. Now if we change this, now I will remove this VSS and VDD. Let us do it in reverse manner. So if I provide the D with ground connection, VSS, and D bar is provided with VDD. Now what should happen? Q bar should be 1 and Q should be 0 because the data is 0. So Q should be 0, this should be 1. Now if we run this, yes, Q bar is 1 and Q has become 0. This is what how we can verify the write operation for the 1-bit static RAM cell. And this is the complete layout. So if I press it all, it comes on to one side where we can see